Hello everybody, SSA here, aka Super Suna Arashi, and welcome to something a little bit different. And if you read the title, you're already going to guess what this video is all about, but I'm going to give you guys a short summary of why I am making this video. So in the past, I really wanted to make a Pokemon game, but I didn't have the right materials to actually do that. Now, my friend C-May, who I will put a link to his channel in the description below, is working on a Pokemon game called Pokemon Maple, which I will play on the channel once the demo is out. But he is making that on RPG Maker with Pokemon Essentials. Now, a couple of weeks ago, RPG Maker XP went on sale on Steam, and I don't know if it's still on sale on Steam. You can check that out on Steam for yourself, but it was like 6-7 euros. So I thought, you know, a lot of people I know are working on a Pokemon game using RPG Maker and Pokemon Essentials, so I thought, you know what, I have some ideas in my head of a Pokemon game, so why not buy it and why not start working on something, which is what I am doing right now. So from the beginning on, I want to say that I am not planning on making a full-fledged Pokemon game. I am not going to make a Pokemon game that is like 10 to 20 hours of total playtime. I like to keep things small. I like to keep things refreshed because, in my honest opinion, there aren't a lot of small Pokemon games out there that are like 3 to 6 hours. Because even small Pokemon games, like short Pokemon games, can be fun as well, as long as you don't take yourself that serious. So I am planning on working on a Pokemon game that doesn't take itself serious. So a bit of 50% humor, sarcasm, references, and 50% actual story and seriousness, which I am doing as I just said. And I do have the first town finished, maybe a little bit more, toughen it up, taking care of some things. And I have a small part of Route 1 finished, which can also change. Everything I'm showing you guys right now in this video could perhaps change in the future. But I did manage to make the beginning and a small bit of Route 1, which I am going to show you guys in this video. So I'm just going to click on playtest and I'm going to show you guys what I have so far. And as you guys can see on the top screen just there, this game is going to be called Pokémon Sunkern version. So I'm going to options to see if the audio isn't that high, because if the audio volume is high, okay, 40/40, it stays like that, because I don't want my voice to echo throughout the video, because I've recorded this for like 2 times and all the 2 times I didn't record that well. But I also already started a new game, because the whole introduction of choosing your name, are you a boy or a girl, it's the basic stuff. I didn't change anything. It could change in the future. I could change it. The only thing that I did change is that a Sunkern was on the screen while Professor Oak was talking. You will suddenly see a Sunkern. So I just saved at the beginning so I can give you guys right away from the start how this game looks like. So just like any other Pokemon game, you start in your room, and if you go to the NES, it's all Darkwing Ducklet for the NES is on the screen, my favorite game. That is a reference to myself, because I played a lot of Darkwing Duck on the NES back when I was young. It's in my top 15 childhood video games, which is a video I made 3 years ago, and it's still a fun game I played back when I was a child. And that is some things I do want to put in the game. I do want to put in a lot of references and jokes throughout the game, because as I said before, I like to make things a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable and entertainment for you guys in a game. So if you go to your bookcase, how to become a Poketuber 101. Weird. It's full with tips on how to clickbait people. A little bit of a jab to myself there and to other people. Just it's all pure fun. Everything in this game is not serious, by the way. It's like, as I said before, it's 50% serious, 50% nonsense. So If you go here, you can also go to the TV, and it says, looks like my mom is watching her favorite soap opera again, The Bold and the Beautiful. You know, sometimes it's a little bit cringy, but hey, you know, I'm the king of cringe sometimes, so that actually makes kind of sense. So if we go to our mom, good morning, honey. I bet you're so excited to finally start your adventure and get your Sunkern from Professor Oak. Well, yes, I am. That's the spirit. Now hurry up, dear. You don't want to keep the professor waiting. Now you're probably wondering what if you say no. So let's actually do that. And she says, well, you can always close the game if you really feel that way. A little bit of a fourth wall breaking. As I said before, you know, I'm going to make a mix of seriousness and I'm going to make a mix of comedy. And I've shown you guys a lot of comedy at the beginning, but there's also some serious parts in this game. As you can see here, people consider Sunkern weak. But I'm happy that we as a village show Sunkern and Sunflora some love. Every Pokemon deserves love in some way. Now this is how I truly feel about Pokemon, because there are a lot of people out there that hate on Pokemon for several reasons or for none reason at all. And I'm like, there's probably a lot of hate towards one Pokemon, but out there's probably also a guy that loves that kind of Pokemon. Now this also goes for me. I really don't hate Sunkern. There are a lot of people that don't like Sunkern because it's the weakest Pokemon for some people. And I think in terms of stat, it is the worst Pokemon. But that is also one of my motivation to actually make a game on Sunkern. Like, a game where you get Sunkern as your starter Pokemon. No one would be able to do that, but I think with my sense of humor and with my sense of, you know, thinking, I can probably pull that off. But let me guys know what you guys think so far of this game. But let's actually go talk to the old man here, because maybe the man has something to say that is, you know, fun or serious. So, do you want to hear the tale why this town gives away Sunkern as a starter Pokemon? Hey, that is just something I just said. Well, let's see what the story behind this is. A long time ago, the village was under attack by a horde of wild Diglett and Dugtrio. They were close in destroying the whole village. It was a sad day indeed. Out of nowhere, a Sunflora appeared, and with an almighty solar beam, he defeated all of the Diglett and Dugtrio, and thus saving the village in the process. After the village was restored, the Sunflora stayed to protect us. I remember him facing off against a horde of Houndooms, and despite the typing, he still won. But I was a wee little lad back then. Sadly, our protector, the almighty Sunflora, eventually passed away of age. It was a sad time for the village indeed. After his passing, we decided to give away Sunkern to starting young trainers like yourself, to honor the almighty Sunflora that saved this village many times. Either way, thank you for listening to my story. I hope you will raise your Sunkern well, so he or she may follow in the footsteps of his ancestors. Made a little bit of a spelling error there, should be his of her ancestors, but I will change that after, you know, this video. And if we go to the statue here, it says, it's a memorial. We will never forget you. When the sun shines at its brightest, we know you're watching from above and will keep protecting our village from any danger. Can also change that maybe a little bit spelling wise, but you'll get the point, you'll get the point. So you see, there's also a little bit of a serious backstory to this town, and that is the balance that I want to make. I want to make a balance of comedy and a balance of serious stuff in the game itself. So it's still, you know, enjoyable to watch. And maybe I will put in a lot of references, backstory, and, you know, history in this game, that instead of 2-3 hours, maybe it's 4, 5, 6 hours if you take a lot of time to actually talk to everything. But moving on, you see that this route is blocked. Mister, you need a Sunkern first. She says the same thing. I can always try to change the dialogue of that as well. If you go to this guy, he says, I heard there was a malfunction inside this Pokemon Center. It should be fixed momentarily. At least, I hope so. My Sunkern needs some healing. Training is hard. So, you know, basically the same old stuff in Pokemon that you can't process until you get a starter. So let's actually go in this house, because it's the only way where we can go and look at that. It's the Pokemon Laboratory. That is a little bit, you know, a lot of green stuff. But hey, it makes sense. This town is, you know, all about Sunkern and Sunflora. There's a lot of greenery out there. So it makes sense that the Pokemon Lab has some kind of greenery in it as well. I might change this, but so far I'm just like the goofiness of this Pokemon Lab. Samuel Oak? No, 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 no. This is Sunny Oak. He is one of Professor Oak's many nephews. Although it's understandable why you would confuse him with Kanto's famous professor. So I did that because I am using, you know, Professor Oak's sprite here. But, you know, I thought, why not mess around with the whole nephew thing, because he suddenly had a nephew in Alola. So, you know, why not? Maybe Oak has many more nephews. So let's go to Professor Oak here. Ah, you're here for your Sunkern, aren't you? And right away from the start, you get your Sunkern. No dialogue, right away from the start, you get your Sunkern. You are here for your starter, so that is what you're gonna get. We don't want to give a nickname to a Sunkern. And also right away from the start, Pokédex. Bam! Got that out of the way as well. So now you have your Pokemon and the Pokédex right away. So no funny business of doing some chores, or you know, you have to go to that point first to get your Pokédex or your Pokemon. No, right away from the start, you know, direct approach, you get your Pokemon, you get your Sunkern. So let's go to summary, let's check our Sunkern out for shits and giggles. It's a lax nature, which ups defense, lowers special defense, with the ability Chlorophyll. So nothing special there, just a regular old Sunkern like everybody else gets in this city. And if we actually go outside, you can actually see that the people are gone. So you can actually go to the Pokemon Center, as shown here. And hey, there's the guy there. Yay, the Poké Center is up and running again. Once my Sunkern is healed up, I'll continue my training. You should train your Sunkern until it's strong enough. Like, he's giving you already the tip of like, hey, Sunkern are considered weak, so maybe train up your Sunkern till it's a much higher level, which you can actually do in Route 1. So here's Route 1. A lot of grass right away from the start and a lot of items. So all of these items are potions now. I can try maybe give you guys some paralyze heals, burn heals, maybe like that. Maybe a Pokeball or Great Ball right away from the start. But these are all potions because I had to put an item there. So I thought I'll do potions for now. Maybe I can change it up. But as you can see, a lot of grass here. And here we can actually encounter a wild Pokemon. And it's a pet rat. So in this route, I put in a lot of Route 1 Pokemon from other games. So Rattata, Sandrat, Zigzagoon, Bidoof, Patrat, and Lillipup. Those are the Pokemon that are on this route. So as you can see here, if we use Absorb, you know, training a Sunkern will be a difficult chore. But that's actually the challenge of this game, in my honest opinion. Like, it's easy to start off with a Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, or any other kind of Pokemon. But now with a Sunkern, who is considered one of the weakest Pokemon, maybe the weakest Pokemon, it actually gives you like a challenge right away from the start. And a lot of guys would probably call it memey, and in some way it is. But, you know, it also, you know, boosts the challenge, and it actually, you know, motivates you to actually grind up. And right away from the start, I do want to say, yes, you will be able to also catch other Pokemon in this game. It will not be only Sunkern and Sunflora that will be in this game. You will be able to get your own team, and there will be a, you know, story to it and serious battles. It's not only like you get a Sunkern and that's what you get to deal with. No, it's going to be actually some challenge. Again, with some humor in it, some serious storyline, as you just said from the beginning. I have a few ideas in my head. But that is so far what I have. Because if you go here, first, of course, a wild encounter. Because why not? It's another pet threat. If you go here, you can actually see that this is what I have built up to this point in this game. So I can actually save the game right now, so that I have this ready for the next time that I'm going to playtest this game, and I can actually close it off. But again, let me guys know what your opinions are of this game. do you have your own suggestions for this game? Like maybe you guys have like, oh, I like this idea, but maybe you can also put this and this in later on in the game. I will try to look at your suggestions, and maybe I will even put them in the game. And who knows, maybe I will even give a shout out in the game itself. Maybe I will nickname you guys after trainers in the game. That's something I could do. Let me guys know if you would like to see more videos on the progress of this game, because I'm not shy to do that as well. I'm not shy to show you guys on what I am working, besides making videos. So let me guys know what you guys think about this. And if you are hyped for this, leave a like, comment, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below, and hit that bell icon, because then you get notified every time I upload a new video, and that is sincerely appreciated. And that is basically all I have to say for now. I'm really excited to work on this. Again, it's 50% serious, 50% humor, and I think that is, what makes it fun to work on this game, because there can always be a reference that I'm like, ooh, I can put that in the game, and that actually makes this a fun little project I'm working on. And I don't know when this game will be finished. It could be at the end of this year, maybe in 2019, because making a game takes a lot of effort. And like for example, C-May is working on Pokemon Maple, and what I've seen of how he has made that game so far, there's a lot of effort put into that. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.